Hello, my lovely peaches. Just to pop in to the very beginning of this video, it is 8:47 p.m., which is almost 13 hours later than the beginning of this video, which was literally intended to be like a 10-minute tutorial. And all day I kept adding and adding and adding and shifting, and so I ended up doing exactly what I said I wasn't going to do in the video. So this video is a little bit of a evolution in itself, because I'm like, I'm not going to do the thing, and then I start to show you how you can do the thing, and then I'm like, I'm going to add a bonus. I'm going to add a little clip of the letter. And then, stupid ass me, I have now spent an hour and a half doing exactly what I spent the whole damn time of this video saying I'm not going to do, and all the reasons why I'm not going to do it, and then I went ahead and did it. So, yeah. So there. And now hopefully this video will save. You can fast forward through all my talking and get to the freaking part where you want to hear not me talking. Okay? Yeah. Or you can just listen to all the shit I have to say and then enjoy the video. All right, see you. Bye. Hello, my lovely peaches. My son just got on the school bus, and now I have to go back home and work for my clients. So I won't be reading any emails from Donna yet, but I did see another comment. Somebody else commented on my Donna video after the other Donna commented, like, if you're gonna read, just bread. It's so confusing. And then somebody else also said, you know, you could at least read it just the first way through and then make comments. Well, I'm commenting on that, and I'm actually making a little quick video for that, because number one, I want to say, like I already said in my other little short yesterday, if you want a video like that, just reading an email straight through with no comments, then I invite you to go make that yourself. No hate, but that's not what my channel is about. I'm a talking commentary YouTuber, and I don't just sit there and read. And I don't just sit there and read. And in fact, thinking about all the people that I listen to, all the YouTubers that I enjoy, I can actually say none of them do that either. And in fact, they say specifically, that's not what my channel is for. I'm here to comment on the stuff. If you want to just hear straight through testimony, straight through body cams, or you can go to Law and Crime, or a channel that's specifically about streaming police camera footage or court trials. There are other channels that have different styles that you might find. I don't know if you can find somebody straight reading through without commentary. I know that Gigi Pretty Lies and Alibis does some reading. I don't know if she comments on it throughout or not, but there are other resources out there. But I'm going to show you something that you can do, which is so helpful, not just for reading Donna's emails, but also for be helpful for work emails. It can be helpful for articles. It can be helpful for any block of text that you would like to hear as audio version, and you don't want to hear comments, or you want to hear it straight through. I'm going to show you some way to do that. You want somebody to read straight through with no stopping and no commentary, then you might find that somewhere else. You might find that somewhere, but that's not my style. That's not the purpose of what I'm doing. And that's just not going to happen. I mean, the amount of time that it takes to sit there and read a long email, even a 2-page email, is time consuming. So I appreciate your input and your feedback. And what I'm going to do at the end of this video, I'm going to open my curtain so I can have some light. And then I'm going to show you how you can achieve being able to copy and paste Donna's emails or any block of text that you would like to hear read, and you don't have the time yourself to sit there and read it, or you don't feel like it, or you want to hear it like an audio version. I'm going to show you right now. All right, so while I will not ever be the one to just sit here and read for you without commentary or funny quips, because it's just not my style, and I don't find that interesting personally. I wouldn't want to do that for myself, but I will show you how you can. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you a quick little tutorial of how you can listen. Okay, how can you listen to an email straight through without commentary? Let's see if I can actually copy this. Okay, so I have it open on stephenbepstein.com/Donna-S-emails, and I've clicked on the email. Now what I'm going to do is hit Control A. Nope, that didn't work. All right, I'm just going to select the whole thing. I'm highlighting it. Now I'm going to copy it, Control C. Now I'm going to open another website, which is ttsreader.com/player. And I am going to Control V, paste this email. Now I'm not going to do any formatting changes or anything.
Gmail info rem. Ding his memorandum of law 11 email from. Sent to.
All right, I'm going to go to this part. So I'm just showing you. I'm not going to play the whole thing. And as you see, there's some typos because obviously it's not perfect. But so you copy paste in what you want to hear. And then you can, well, this is the free version. So there's not that many voices that are free, but there's a few. So then you go to the part where you want to hear it and you hit play.
Info regarding his memorandum of law, email attachments, message dear Wendy, okay. Just saw this email this morning. Obviously, his 23-page rant was insufficient, so he is trying to push the court to deny hearing your petition. Again, I'm not a lawyer.
You're not?
I don't know if to prevent any action your attorney must respond
I can't
or
even not comment like this.
Only you and she know that. Jibbers has made his divorce a full-time job to attempt to get what he's always gotten. His way.
Damn.
His job allows for lot.
She said, however, Jibbers has made his divorce a full-time job to attempt to get what he's always gotten, his way. Well, that is the email that I'm going to read next. However, I will read it in my own style, and I will probably pop up some little commentary and graphics when I can, and a song if it makes me think of a song, and that's my style, and that's what I'm going to do. So I do really appreciate your feedback, and that's why I wanted to make this video for you so that you can have a resource. My hair looks insane. You can have a resource to copy and paste and listen straight through without any commentary. So I do like to be helpful and help people when I can. So maybe this is helpful for you. And then you can copy and paste and listen to the email like that. And then you can come back afterwards and listen to my commentary and all the funny stuff. And hopefully that's helpful to you and anyone who does want to hear the emails, but doesn't want to have to hear all the commentary and stuff. So like I said, in order for me to read it all the way through one time, that in itself takes so much time and effort. And I have limited time and I have limited effort I can put towards this because I'm doing this for free. I do this on my free time. I don't get paid yet. So when I get paid, I'll be able to have better equipment, spend more time on it, which will then result in higher quality videos. If you go back and watch some of my older videos, you will likely see that the quality of my videos has improved, and that's my intention, is to keep improving. But I do need to get to work, and I just wanted to share this with you because I want you to be able to hear the letters and anything else that you want to hear without having to read it yourself, or by being able to listen to any text in audio format is very helpful. So hopefully this is helpful to you. So thank you, Mary, for your comments. Mary and Donna, no snark, only love and appreciation. Thank you. A little snark, but all in good fun. I hope that you find this helpful and that you're able to do this and to copy and paste the email into ttsreader, which stands for text to speech reader. And maybe I will even try to do that myself. Maybe I will see how long would it take for me to actually do that and record it, and then maybe pop that in the end of my video. Like the next video that I make reading Donna's email, I might do that myself. Maybe I can, but again, like, I don't know if you noticed, but you have to actually go through the text and you have to edit it, and you have to take out stuff that you don't want to be read, and sometimes it mispronounces things. So it's not perfect at all, and that process would be time consuming. It would take time, it would take energy, it would take memory on my computer and on my cell phone, and it would make the video longer, and it would make it the processing time longer, and all of those reasons why I don't do that, because I have a very limited amount of time and my resources are on the older side. I don't have the most state-of-the-art stuff that can handle a huge amount of content without starting to not save like that other video. The 39-minute video that I did reading Donna's email took me 3 days to save because it was so long and so complex. So for me to be able to add another chunk of myself just reading it straight through, or the TTS reader doing it, I don't have the capacity to do all that. So I really do appreciate your comment, and hopefully this will help you. And as I always say in my videos, not always, I don't remember to always say it, but a lot of times I say, I hope this was helpful or at least entertaining, because that's my ultimate purpose, is to be helpful and entertaining. And see you soon. All right, and as a little bonus for all of you who stuck around to the end, unless you know how to fast forward, then you get to the end of the video without having to watch the whole thing. Or you could do 2 times speed or 1.5. I am gonna play TTS Reader reading some of Donna's email that I just copy and pasted into it. However, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Or will I? I just went through it. Let me show you. Okay, so now I'm starting to neglect my actual work I need to do because I'm making this video, but I wanted to show you. So this is the 5-page email that I'm going to read next for my next video, and this is how long it is. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up to the top. I did made some edits so that it would read properly, but not to the actual words, just the mistakes and typos. So now it's 5 p.m. and I have been working on this video throughout the day while I was also working for my clients, and I just wanted to give you a little extra bonus that is not the whole email, and there are more pages and I am going to read the full thing in my own voice with stopping at some point. So, and then I went ahead and recorded the whole letter, and now my commentary may be out of place and not make sense because the letter is at the end after the comments. Hot damn this lady. Like, I know I'm going to get into it when I start reading this letter, but wow. See, it's like impossible to get through lines and not comment because, are you kidding me? This bitch, it's like, what the fuck does your mama and your daddy and your fucking brother and their life and their shit have anything to do with you and your children? Wendy's mother and father and brother's work life and financial situation, that doesn't come into play when it comes to a father raising his children. Like, Danny and Wendy were married. They had 2 boys. They live in Tallahassee. That's where they live and raise their children. They got divorced. The father wants to stay there. He has a right. He has a right to raise his children where he already is. And all this nonsense about the mother disappearing from the job and the father disappearing and the brother and this and the money he has to pay and he bought the business. The fact that they would even think that a judge is going to weigh all of Wendy's extended family's business schedules and situation when it comes to raising Dan's children? Dan and Wendy's children. It's like, and then she has the nerve to say Danny thinks he's an important person. Okay, so I'm going to get into all that nonsense when I read it. When I read it. Okay? What the fuck? So I definitely, that was my cute son. I definitely know that these emails are going to show so much, and I just wanted to add in this video because just listening to the video as I'm editing it, I could already see. Donna says in this letter, you know as well as I do that Gibbers, Dan, has been doing all this research. He looked into 13 cases. So the fact that she's that involved, and she's saying right there, you know as well as I do about the cases and stuff, why would she suddenly not know about the grandma motion that Dan wanted her to have supervised visits only? And the fact that all of the stuff that was coming down on Wendy, the money she took, the ring, the Holocaust ring she took, the fact that Donna's saying relocation is not non-negotiable. Well, you got your way. You got your way. She said Dan wants to get his way. That's what he wants, what he always gets his way. Well, you guys had him murdered and then you got your way. And relocation became immediate. And I believe that there's a lot of other things. That's my closet, living room behind me. Closet, dining room. And there's many other things that these letters will reveal, as well as all the other evidence that will show Wendy and Donna and Harvey are just as guilty as Charlie and the rest of them. I just wanted to show you how you can take chunks of text and listen to it as audio. So, like I already mentioned, in order for me to be able to do that, I still have to sit there and edit the whole text. And I'm just checking outside again. And it's just not the same. It's not a human voice. And yes, I could sit there and just read it in my voice. But again, I already said all the reasons why I don't and probably won't. So I'm jumping in because I just popped onto my Patreon account and I see there is let me stop shaking. There's a new feature. So if you are interested in me editing, so here, I'm just going to say, and then I'll turn it to myself. So I can start to sell videos without you having to pay for a membership on Patreon. So now that I see that that's a possibility, if there's enough interest and people really want me to spend the time taking those letters, editing them out so that there's no typos, copy and pasting it into the TSS reader, video recording, the audio being read in that voice without me making any commentary until it gets all the way through, and make a video that is just that, just the letter being read as an audio version. I can do that if you want to pay. If you want to pay for my time and you would like to pay for the video, let me know. You can support me. I have several various ways where you can purchase memberships or you can support me financially. So if this is something that you would really like and you would like me to take the time to do it, then I can do it, but not for free, because I have bills to pay. I have children and myself to feed and clothe and house, and I have a car that's busted, and all of these reasons why even taking the time to do this video for free is actually taking time away that I'm supposed to be working for clients. But I'm going to get back to that work because I'm not going to neglect them. I really wanted to make a resource so it doesn't matter what you're interested in, whether it's Crazy Ass Donna's emails to Crazy Ass Wendy, or like I said, all the other millions of things that you might need to read electronically throughout your day. This is a free way where you can listen to text to speech. And I wanted to help people because that's what I like to do. And yet I really do truly want anyone who comes here, you know, if you say something that's not just rude, like you're so annoying, but you're making an actual request, actual point, you know, I understand your point. It's confusing. You want to hear the full letter, and I keep jumping in with my little things, and that breaks it up, and that makes it harder to focus on. I get that. I understand that. So I really wanted to give you a resource so that whether it's Donna's emails you want to hear read, your boss's emails, a long chunk of something you have to listen to, somebody's resume. When I write my long novels or my long thoughts or emails, when I write anything for a client or for myself, I also copy, paste it into there so I can hear it. And then you can hear typos, and you can hear, does it flow right? And you can hear if it makes sense. So it's a very useful tool, not just for listening to Crazy Ass Donna, but for a lot of things. So just sharing. I'm just going to break in down in the dungeon doing laundry. And I just had another thought about something that I can and will do in the next video for reading Donna's email. I'll do this. Let me show you. I'm gonna, it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so keep working on this, but I feel like it's worth it because in the end it's gonna be hopefully helpful to a bunch of people. Okay, so specifically what I will also do in the video where I'm going to read this email, which will not be this one, but the one where I will read it, I will screen record the letter. So I just realized if I screen record directly from my cell phone, it's much cleaner than actually filming my laptop. So here is the letter from Donna to Wendy, and this is something I will do in the other video when I actually read the letter. So I'm just scrolling through, and you can pause it at each point where I stop. I only stop for a couple seconds long enough for you to pause the video, not long enough for you to read the whole thing, because again, I don't need it to be, 30 minutes long. So this is another way that I can enhance my own video, and I will do this in the video so that you can use it as a resource to read the full letter yourself before listening to me. Maybe I'll put it at the end, and you can use it as a reference if you're not sure what I'm saying and you want to go back to the letter. So again, I really appreciate comments that are useful and helpful, and I do want to make a better experience for the people who come to my page. So regardless of whatever joking aside, thank you for your helpful suggestions, and I will try to incorporate what I can in a way that's feasible for me, that won't make it impossible for me to actually get the video done, but will actually be a resource where you can see the full letter, you can read it in its entirety, and then come back to my commentary, and you can pause it. And if you want to go to the actual page, you can highlight and copy and paste it directly into the ttsreader.com, and you can listen to it being read to you as an audio version. There are cars and trucks going by, and I'll see you soon. Oh my effing God, I just had to make another edit before I actually post the video. So I decided, I made it halfway through the letter. Why don't I just go ahead and see if I can audio record the whole thing, even though I spent half of this video saying I won't ever do that. And just add the whole damn thing to this video. Since I've come this far, I might as well see if I can just add the whole frickin' clip, and then I'll do my commentary on the next one. However, this is going to be it. This is a freebie. If I actually do it, it's a freebie. And then after that, no more freebies like this. All right. And if you know how to fast forward, or you watch the whole point up till here, here is the bonus. And it is 8:17 p.m. So I've spent over an hour and a half re-editing the video, recording the whole rest of it, now trying to reorder the parts because I had some of the letter in the front, and then I made comments, and now I had the whole letter, so I don't even know if this thing is going to make any sense, but here we go. It was done, and I was going to share the video, and then I said, fuck it, let me just go ahead and record the rest of the fucking letter because I already started. So here's your fucking bonus.
Gmail Donna Harvey at gmail.com. Donna Adelson, Friday, May 3rd, 2013, 6:18 p.m. to Wendy Adelson at gmail.com. Wendy. Page 1 of 5. Conversation subject. Info regarding his memorandum of law, email attachments. Message: Dear Wendy, okay. Just saw this email this morning. Obviously, his 23-page rant was insufficient, so he is trying to push the court to deny hearing your petition. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if to prevent any action your attorney must respond or not. Only you and she know that. However, Jibbers has made his divorce a full-time job to attempt to get what he's always gotten. His way. His job allows for lots of time for him to put into this project, and you know as well as I do that all the research he's done on different case law to prove his point is his research, not his attorney's. No matter who did it, he is quoting 13 cases to show why the court should basically throw out your petition. Is Kristen answering this? Does it require an answer to make sure that this is not seen by the court as ignoring his rights? I don't know. You need to find out. The most important part of your divorce is relocation. The most important part of your divorce is relocation. Plus, sincerely hope your attorney understands that that is your non-negotiable. Lots of things are negotiable. That's the one thing that you cannot let her think, okay? Well, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. She needs to hear from you how serious you are about this and how it will benefit the children with a close-knit family support system as well as your significantly better paying job with hours much more flexible than your current job, so that you can spend significantly more time with the children, which requires teaching hours, office hours, court appearances, meetings with med school people, and multiple trips away from home. Those trips need to be coordinated with a very angry man who will not be cooperative with you in this regard. For example, this past weekend you had your annual conference for at the same time his regular NYU crap was taking place. He didn't say, "I go to NYU every month and this it's your annual meeting. I'll stay with the children and you go." Of course not. Danny thinks he's a very important person and as always he and his needs come first. So, without your parents as backup, one of you would have had to stay home with the children. Your attorney needs to understand that your mother worked full-time in the family's dental practice until September when she felt she was needed by you for the well-being of the children to get them through a transitional time with people who love them and see them frequently and with whom they share great affection. Your father has made numerous trips by plane for weekends and changing the patient schedules around so that he can continue to spend significant time with the children. Both the disappearance of your mother from the position of office manager and the disappearance of your father from the practice for a significant amount of time has caused a decrease in the practice income and the loss of some patients who feel that it's either not being run the same way as when my mother was there full time or that my father is unable to see patients with problems and has referred him to other offices during his absences. Additionally, this loss of income affects my family because my older brother, also a dentist, purchased the practice from my father in mid-July 2012. He has a monthly payment to make to my father based on the sale of the practice. It isn't fair to him to have decreasing monthly income statements from the practice due to my parents spending so much time here in Tallahassee. My brother is unmarried and is a wonderful uncle to Benjamin and Lincoln. If I am able to relocate to South Florida, they will have an incredibly warm and loving family as an integral part of their lives. Not an occasional 2-day weekend trip to visit. Response brief background I-1. This is a no-fault divorce state. So, his nonsense about no marital infidelity or abuse doesn't matter. However, a hot temper and verbal abuse is what you need to emphasize that you suffered under his reign. Narcissistic personality disorder causes major problems in a marriage, especially when one believes that because he attended Harvard undergrad and Harvard Law, he's clearly better and smarter than anyone else including you. Only an idiot like him would write that he should be the only one consulted for making decisions regarding the health, education and religion of HLS children.
Doubt it.
Clearly, no one, including you, is as smart as he is in those regards. The money you moved into an account for you was exactly half, to the penny, of the joint account which is marital assets. The furniture you took was the bare minimum. A bed for you to sleep on from the guest bedroom, one nightstand and your dresser.
Liar!
You took 2 chairs that you bought 5 years ago at a neighborhood furniture store's closeout sale for $50 each.
Fucking liar.
You have receipts to show all the new furniture you purchased to relocate to a safe place.
That I believe you purchased more
You
shit,
absolutely
bitch.
must emphasize that the only reason you left when he was out of town is because of the threat. You'll leave without your children, without a penny, and just with the clothes on your back.
Right.
It's super important for the judge to get the message that this guy is a big bully. I know she'll be able to read that when you submit copies of some of the emails he's sent you. He feels if he's said something, that's it. Well, that's not it. He says you did this while he was on a short business trip. How about how many trips to conferences, etc. this man has taken? How much time away from his family? You have all those documented. Now you need to sit down and figure out how many days away that's been. How about adding to that all his 2-week trips to Israel? Especially when you were at the end of your pregnancy. Sweet, caring, concerned husband. He talks about not knowing where the children were, incorrect address, for the first 6 weeks. Let the court know that although he was never particularly interested in the children prior to the divorce, he was advised to keep a diary and make sure that he shows his interest now. You arranged to meet him the very next day with Alan and Lynn Grossman, mutual friends, and the children at a local yogurt shop so that he could see the children were fine. You were in fear of his temper and so you did not want to reveal your address. However, 4 days after the separation, you arranged to bring the children to his house as his parents were going to be in town and they were there for the Rosh Hashanah holiday with them. The following week on one of his uninvited treks to your office, after he threatened you with federal kidnapping charges, which of course now he recants like he does anything he can't believe he actually did, you gave him your address. That was 1 week after separation, not 6 weeks. He says you took non-marital assets. What? He says the children were 3 and 1 at the time this took place. Ben was 3 and Lincoln was 23 months, 1 month before his 2nd birthday. He talks about you both being well-paid professors with stable jobs. Yours is not a tenure-track job, and with the economy as it is, there is no guarantee it will be there in the future. His trash talking to various faculty members about your mental instability has also poisoned your work environment, making it extremely difficult for you to continue to function there in the same way as you previously did. Your job also pays you half of what his job pays. So, on your own, it is not feasible to continue to live even in the home you are currently renting. You have borrowed a considerable amount of money from your parents and must repay it for furniture, legal fees, moving expenses,
She has to
etc.
repay her rich-ass parents.
My parents have paid all grocery bills up to this point, for which I will also have to reimburse them.
Liar.
I do not want to dip into the marital money from our marital account, as that will have to go towards supporting my children and for their future. According to Jibbers, the relocation must show that the current arrangement for the children is deficient from the perspective of the children and that relocation would advance their interests. This is something that we have reviewed numerous times in other papers, Wendy. Review all that we've put together in this regard wrath.er, then have me repeat it. Obviously, the number one reason is significantly more income for you in a job that will also give you significantly more time with the children. For children at this tender age, nothing is more important than spending quality time with them, which your current job does not permit. The financial freedom which will accompany this job will allow you to provide educational and outside activities and lessons for the boys that would not be affordable under your current salary. Number one, the ability for our children to spend quality time with my parents and my mother, a retired elementary high school teacher, would be a huge bonus to our children's academic and social progress. In my parents' home, each child currently has and would continue to have their own rooms with appropriate beds, furniture, books, and toys.
Not more important than being with their dad.
Mr. Markle has become a religious zealot over the last few years since the birth of our first son, taking him to synagogue with him as an infant so that he can absorb the music and the prayers.
Oh my God.
He has done the same with our second son.
Music.
This is also to show the congregation Fatian, attentive father he is.
Oh my God.
The fact remains that the children are watched by teenage children of other congregants in a sort of playroom while the services are going on. Mr. Markle picks one of them up to come back out at certain parts of the service to hear particular hymns and then returns them to the care of babysitters.
Oh, you mean like he's attentive?
This
and
is
thoughtful?
done rather than
Oh.
allowing them to remain home with me.
Why should
When I
they?
protested,
What
he
the fuck?
insisted. He always gets
Oh,
his
I
way.
hate this bitch.
There are no Hebrew day schools in Tallahassee. Mr. Markle seems intent upon religious training, but feels that only he could provide the best religious training for our children. He is indoctrinating him, not teaching them. If he truly cared about a religious school for them, then clearly, one of the 37 Hebrew day schools in Dade, Broward and Palm Beach County would be a better choice for our boys. My home in Broward County is close to many of these schools and midway between Dade and Palm Beach schools. I hope your attorney is researching cases when relocation was granted and what the circumstances were. Also, all cases are different, and because one case didn't allow it, doesn't mean that should prevent another case from receiving that benefit. Danny has said on numerous occasions, one I have on my phone as a saved message, what wonderful grandparents and in-laws we've been.
You probably fucking duped
He
him.
knows that the children are very close to us, and we'd
what?
always be
You
there
said
to
you
take
were good
care of them.
grandparents once? Fucking
What's going to happen in
lunatics.
June when he wants to go to 3 different conferences? Don't let him go.
Don't let him go.
If you do, you're enabling and facilitating your stay in Tallahassee. You'll be showing him that anytime he has a meeting he wants to go to, that's fine, you 11L watch the boys. That's the whole point of relocation for you and the children. He can continue to attend all the meetings he wants to go to and then arrange for frequent and extended visitation with the
What
boys.
the fuck?
Maybe some of the money
should-
he spends on his trips can be used to visit the boys.
Why the fuck should he have to visit
Another
his
bribe
boys?
to get him to allow relocation should be the offer of plane tickets, since he does
Bribe.
have family that would allow him to use their homes to stay in. But obviously, that's a last-ditch effort if all else fails. He's trying to show the court that your request is frivolous and that you should have to pay for yours and his court costs in this plea. Your lawyer has to let the court know that it's anything but frivolous. And, isn't he also supposed to pay some of your regular legal fees?
Why?
This bastard has not paid 1 cent toward your bridge gap alimony. Why? Why only 2 months of a child support payment over an 8-month time frame? Loving, caring father that he is. Do you need info on grocery bills? I have a good many of them and can show the court what it's been costing just for that, with no support from Jibbers. Also, find out from Kristen if she wants you to pay us back now or wait. What's best for your case? I'm too angry to write anymore. I'm going to shower, wash my hair and get ready for you and the boys to come home. Dad said he'd look up any papers tonight or over the weekend that you may need. He even has the info on what Danny had in his IRA and 401k prior to marriage. Love you, Mom.
And that's the full email being read by Noah. And that's another 10 minutes added onto the video.
Specifics.
Do you recall? I'm sorry.
Overruled.
Disparaging. All right, but you did reach a settlement. Okay, did you guys have any mediations as part of your divorce?
We did have mediations leading up to settlement.
2 8-hour mediations, correct?
I don't remember how long they were, but they seemed very long.
Yeah, and they both did not result in a resolution.
They did not.
All right, but you did reach a settlement, I think, kind of just on the eve of a trial on the matter, correct?
That sounds right.
Do you remember this motion that was filed by your deceased ex-husband on March 26, 2014, involving, among other things, that had to do with your mother, an allegation that your mother was disparaging the children? I'm sorry.
Overruled.
Disparaging him to the children is what I meant to say. Are you familiar with that? pleading?
I am familiar with that pleading.
All right, and in that pleading, did he allege that you were depriving him of physical access to the children?
I don't remember the specifics.
Do you recall whether he was complaining about you refusing to communicate with him about right of first refusal to the children during your time with them?
I know he was frustrated about the Skyping.
Lack of communication via Skype?
It's hard to
between the
Skype
children?
with two toddlers, yes.
All right, and in that motion, do you recall him being upset about an allegation that you let the kids eat non-kosher foods?
I remember him being upset about that in general, but I don't remember whether it was an emotion or not.
What does that mean, non-kosher foods?
So kosher rules have to do with the separation of milk and meat, or dairy and meat. So non-kosher foods would be meat that hasn't been killed in a way that conforms with Jewish law, or the mixing of the two.
And is observing those types of eating habits something that's important to you?
It is not important to me.
And was it something that was important to Dan Markell?
It was important to Danny.
And it was important to him that the children observe that way of eating, correct?
It was.
And in that motion, did he seek to restrict your mother's contact with the kids to supervised visits only? And in that motion, did he seek to restrict your mother's contact with the kids to supervised visits only?
I don't remember, but if you'd like to show me the motion, I can take a look.
Okay, but you don't remember that portion?
No.
All right. Do you remember the allegation that your mother made statements to the children that grandma hates you? But he was accusing you in these pleadings of all kind of stuff, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's true, but hiding financial assets, failing to disclose things, kidnapping his kids in the middle of, his business trip, all those sorts of things, right?
Yes, you said lots of things.
All right, and you said a lot of things too. There's filings going both ways that are pretty venomous. Would you agree with that?
I would not agree with that.
Yours were pleasant.
I'm not saying divorce filings are pleasant, but mine were not venomous.
Okay. Did your mother, Donna Adelson, review the filing in which Dan Markell is accusing you of this theft and all this stuff?
I don't remember if she did.
What about the one where Dan Markell is asking that your mother not be permitted to have unsupervised visitation with the kids?
My mom never saw that because after he filed that, he then asked my parents to babysit the kids. And my mom baked him banana bread, gave him a hug goodbye. So there was nothing truthful about that pleading that he filed, and my mom never saw it.
Why do you think he filed that?
He was really angry at me for leaving him.
Okay, so he didn't really want to limit your mom's visitation with the kids.
No,
and
he
that's
asked for her
evidenced,
to babysit after he filed that.
Evidenced by the banana bread. And so she didn't even know about that filing.
She never knew about it.
Okay. And when she laid all those options out in that email to you about other options that you could take to secure the relocation, as far as bribing, you remember that? Converting the children to Christianity, remember that suggestion?
I sure do.
Okay. What did she put in there that she viewed as your most non-negotiable and most important part of your divorce?
I don't know. Do you have something I can see?
States Exhibit 57. And it is page 1. Page 1, paragraph 2.
So you want me to read what she said here?
I want you to answer the question. What was the most important part?
Of the divorce for my mom.
Yes.
It says here that for her it was relocation.
All right. And did you have 2 8-hour mediations in your divorce?
Okay, wrapping it up. now it's an hour-long video, and maybe what I can do once this video is all saved and posted is cut out the clip of myself audio recording the letter, and I can use that to superimpose myself and make my comments, so it won't be all for naught, I guess, hopefully. And hopefully you enjoyed this version. Bye, Mary and Donna, and mwah, everybody else. See ya. Oh, and soon, hopefully, Wendy's gonna be arrested. Do you think Wendy's gonna get arrested before Donna's trial starts? Do you think she's gonna get arrested while Donna's trial is happening? Or do you think she's gonna get arrested beforehand? And if you think she's not going to get arrested, I guess you can make a comment, but you're full of shit. Okay, bye.